44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man, busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried. I got rank for real, I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga. Watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious minds, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. And it feel like Jeepers Creepers. Say they want some smoke, dawg. Try bro, these chimney sweeps. Ain't coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine then. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got him made, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told him I need major motion. Nigga, I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. You PK top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that econ line van to a damn tank. I got choppers stashed in that attic like they Anne Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got him made, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. Dang, chillin' motherfuckers. Stand over him, shoot him in the face. Say, dawg, hey, listen, bro, you don't know me. I be this bitch tripping.
Majority of the world is telling a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian woman what they want to hear.
You know, what we need to do is try to come together as a race of people and stop being persecuted and murdered in the streets.
And when we worship the God that of these other nations, we give all of our resources and all our love and dedication to their gods.
That man is supposed to be the head of the household, hands down, period, point blank, because he will lead you correctly.
Yahshua, my Allah. Give everybody a couple seconds to go ahead and write that down.
Wife is going to be a mother of nations. She's going to give birth to kings. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine that?
Hey, shalom everybody. Let me see if the sound is working real quick. Then we'll go ahead and proceed. Everybody, if you're in the class, definitely check in. See, we got young man B out there. Hey, the water for checking in. This is the only way you get credit for this class. All right. Sound is working. That's the only way you get credit for this class is if you check in. All right. So no matter who you are, whether you're in the school, whether you're not, if you're checking in, hey, look, you get previous credit for just checking in. You know, and also you want to engage with the teacher. So what we want to do today is, like every week, we're gonna go over words with the letter W. We're gonna go over the words from last week, just in case you missed it. But before that, we're gonna go into the Lashawan Qadash, which is the Holy Tongue, and the ancient or the paleo, and then we're gonna do it in the Assyrian or the more modern for the terminology. All right, so this is Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Hanna, and since 1969, the Israelites, we have been teaching that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true descendants of the Bible. With that being said, we are a special people. We can't forget that. That's one thing we definitely have to do. We have to stop thinking oppressively. We have to start thinking more aggressively towards doing better. That's what we do here. Throughout the week, Isupk Chicago has classes Monday through Saturday. With that being said, Monday's class is taught by Officer of 5,000 Yard Dime, and that's the Brotherhood class. Then we have on Tuesday, we have the Biblical Law class. That's taught by Officer of 1,000 Aram. The next class is Wednesday, which is the Scripture Breakdown class with no other than Captain of 13,000, Captain Maul Quad. Thursday's General's class. Friday's my class. I'm the teacher, Officer of 500 Zanyala. And then also, don't forget, we do have Sabbath service, which is the 7th day of the week, where you all, whoever is black, Hispanic, and Native American, you have to tune in. When you tune into Isupk Chicago on Saturdays at 8 or 9 a.m., depending on the time the brothers get here, you will understand that these biblical records are only for us, and we have to go ahead and go over them because the Lord deemed it suitable and requires us for one day. You can do whatever you want to do out your 6 days. On the 7th day, you got to give that, attention straight to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, this right here, the Hebrew class, the Lashawan Qadash, it preps you for tomorrow and the Sabbath service. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to be going over scriptures not only in the Assyrian Hebrew, but they're going to be translated also in English. So it's going to be telling the story in Hebrew. The brothers are also going to be telling the story in English. You know what I'm saying? Side by side. Whatever they read in Hebrew, they're going to read it in English. But with that being said, this right here gets you ready. This right here gets you ready to not only sound out words and follow along, but eventually you'll get accustomed to what's being said as you're raising yourself up and you're getting better at the fluency of it. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and go over the Lashawan Qadash alphabet. We're gonna start in the ancient. If everybody got a chance, take a picture of this because you will need it not only in your phone but in your notes. If you have it in your phone, you can also write it down. Sloppy, give me 1 second. All right, Slocky, everybody. That's basically like excuse me in Hebrew. So with that being said, we're gonna go over the Lashawan Qadash in the ancient. We're gonna go over the Lashawan Qadash also in the more modern form. Also, if everybody gets a chance, whoever tunes in, definitely obtain a Hebrew. This is the Hebrew and English Tanakh. This is what you would want to order. You could order it on, you go to your local bookstore, you go to Amazon, you can find brothers who are selling it, but this right here is going to have both forms of the Hebrew. Let me show you. So if I open it up, just so anybody who never seen it, it's gonna have a form of Hebrew right here, and then it's gonna have the English on the other side. You know what I'm saying? So that's how this is read for tomorrow during the Sabbath service. That's real important. All right. With that being said, we're gonna go over the Hebrew alphabet. So we're gonna start. The Hebrew alphabet starts from right to left, right? So this is how we're gonna do it. Ancient Hebrew or the Paleo Hebrew. A, like a sideways A. Ba looks like a triangle G. Ga looks like a 7 is slanted. You got Da in the form of a triangle. You got Ha like a mirrored F with an extra line. You got Wa. Wa looks like a Y. You got Za looks like a Z. You got Ka, C-H-A-A, Ka. Looks like a 3-step ladder. Remember how to sound out this word right here, because this word could easily get confused with K. Ka, K. So you gotta really remember. So this is Ka, C-H-A-A. Then you got Ta. Looks like a circle with an X in the middle. You have Ya. Ya looks like a slanted Z with a line right here in the middle. Then you have K. K looks like a mirror C with a V in the middle, right? K. Then you have La. La looks like an L, but it's not like a sharp L. Boom, boom. It's got a little bit more definition at the bottom. It just keeps going. La. You have Ma. Looks like a W at the top going into a Y form. That's Ma. You have Na. Na looks like a V at the top going into a Y form at the bottom. Learn the difference between these two. They're right next to each other, Ma and Na. Ma has like a W form going into a Y. Right next to it is Na, got a V form going to a Y. You have Sa. Sa has a line from top to bottom. You have a Z form a little bit from the top. And then directly below it, you have a line from left to right. That's Sa, right? Let's get it. Next one is I. I just looks like a circle, or you can just think of an eyeball, which is circular. I. Then you have Pa. Pa got a line from left to right, a little bit from the right side. You got the J formation right here, and that's Pa. Next one you have is Taza. Taza. You have a line from top to bottom. A little bit from the top, you got a Z form, and that's Taza. Next one is Kwa. Kwa looks like an umbrella. You have a dome shape at the top, and then you basically have like the umbrella has like a handle from top to bottom. All right. So dome shape with a line from top to bottom. Ra looks like a pennant or a 4. Sha looks like a W. You got Tha, it looks like an X, except on the left side right here. Raise it up a little bit and go straight across. Sloppy. All right, we're gonna proceed. That right there is the ancient Hebrew or the Paleo Hebrew, right? Next, what I want to tell everybody to do is take a picture of this, because this is what you're gonna be reading out of the Tanakh. All right. This is the ancient Paleo, and this is the Assyrian, which is the more modern. This is how it would be written if it was printed from right to left. And this is how it would look if you handwritten it yourself from right to left. So we're gonna move forward. The Assyrian Hebrew, or also the more modern. You got A directly below it. A looks like an N. Boom. Like a capital N. Then you have Ba. Looks like a 7 with a platform at the bottom from left to right. You got Ga. Ga, it looks like a female high heel. See the little foot type thing that go right there, and the little back piece right there? That's the only way I can really describe that. So boom, that look like a little heel. Then you got Da. That looks like a 7. Just go with it. You got ha. Ha looks like a 7. But also have a line right here on the left side, directly below the end part right here. So just not all the way to the top, just a little, like halfway. And that right there is gonna be ha. Then you have wa. Wa's like a stuck up 7, short body though. All right. Then you have za. Za's like a short top T with a skinny body. Boom, boom. Then you got ka, C-H-A-A. Ka looks like a 7 with a line on the left side going from top to bottom, and that's ka. These look similar, ha and ka. Except this one on the left side, it don't go all the way to the top. You got ka, then it's a 7, and then the line on the left side goes from top to bottom. Get it? Next one is ta. Ta is like a regular U type form or U shape. You could do a little bit type of little, like see if it's written right here, you could do a little whatever you want to do on it. But as long as it looks like this, you'll know that's ta. Next one is ya. Ya is like a comma more in the air, like it's floating in the air. All right. Like if you're gonna write won't and you got that little comma at the top, that's basically like how this looks. All right, so that's ya. Then you have ka, K-A, ka. It's a C, mirrored. So usually a C go like this. This one's going the opposite way. If it's at the beginning of the word, ka will look like this. If ka is at the end of the word, it'll look like this slim body 7 right here. Directly right here, it'll have an arrow, and that's why I told everybody to take a picture, because if you take a picture, you can easily go over this on your own. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters right here, directly underneath, that's a ka. You got ma, na, pa, and taza. All these 5 right here, these will be used at the end of the word if it's used with this letter. If it's used with ka, ma, na, pa, and taza. Use the letters if letters above fall at the end of word. That's what you gotta remember. So if you see a form like this, like this, like this, like this, or this, you know that it's this letter in a different form. All right. Next one is la. La looks like a little question mark. It don't have nothing at the end, so it will always look like that. You have ma. Ma looks like a cursive S with a little leaf at the top type. Or you could write it like this. You see how, if you wrote it, it'll look like a little circle like that, and you have like a little stem coming up at the top left-hand side. And that's ma. This will be the form at the beginning of a word. And ma, if it ends ma at the end of the word, it will look like this. More like a square shape going off to the left. And that would be ma, right? Next one is na. Na looks like a short C. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a short body C. Not even anything really, not anything really amazing. Just real sharp. So na will look like that at the beginning of a word, and na will look like this if it's at the end of the word. So more like a short 7 with a slender body. So if you see this at the end of the word, you know that's na. If you see this at the end of the word, you know it's ma. See this at the end of the word, you know it's ka. Moving forward, you have sa. Sa looks like a circle with a little bit of definition going to the left at the top. You have I. I looks like a Y. It dips all the way down. And then on the right side, you come across. Left side dips all the way down, and the Y that comes across. That's how it looks. If you was gonna write it, it will look more like this. See, it looks like a Y. But instead of going at the top, you're going dipping it down and bring it across. Boom. And that right there is I. Next one is Pa. Pa looks like you're a G, just upside down. Got it? Boom. And then Pa at the end of a word will look like that. So if Pa is at the end of a word, it'll look like an upside down J. So Pa in the beginning of the word looks like upside down G. Pa at the end of the word looks like upside down J. We have Taza next. Taza looks like a Y, but from the left side, you come down, go straight to the cross, straight to the side, to the right side, and you come back left. And then you have the little Y mark at the top. That's how you write it at the beginning of a word. Taza at the end of a word will look like this. A line straight down, and the Y form coming from right to left. That's how it'll be written at the end of a word. Then you have Qua. Qua looks like a question mark on the right side. Directly below the question mark on the left side, you have a space, and then you have a line from top to bottom. So a question mark on the right side, like that form, and then directly below the left side, you have a space, line from top to bottom, and that's Qua. Ra is basically like a strong 7. You know, you got this one right here. You got many forms that look similar. Just don't get them confused. Once you start recognizing them, you won't forget them. Especially when you start reading through your Tanakh. When you start reading through your Tanakh and you're going through it, you're always going to come across one, and then you go to your alphabet. Once you go to your alphabet while you're reading, you're going to be like, okay, I seen it. And every time you keep going over it, it's going to become like a routine. Like, okay, I identified it. I know exactly how it looks. So eventually, muscle memory will tell you that I already know how to identify it because I'm reading, I'm sounding out words, and then when I get jammed up, I got my alphabet right next to me, and that's how it works. You got your Tanakh and you got your alphabet right there, and then you just keep going, and by the time you know it, you'll get better and better, and those sentences will just start flowing. All right. So that's Ra. Then you got Sha. It looks like a W. Boom, boom. Looks the same way if you're written by hand. Then you got Tha, T-H-A. Tha looks like a 7 right here. And on the left side right here, you come from top to bottom and you do like a little, like a line straight to the side. Like a little kickstand type. So 7. And then you got a line from on the left side, coming from top to bottom, going straight to the side. And that's Tha. With that, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and take a picture of that real quick because this is real important. This is real important because tomorrow is the Sabbath. Well, in fact, let me put it like this. As soon as the sun goes down today, it's the Sabbath day. As soon as the sun goes down today, the Sabbath day, that's the day that the Lord wants just for himself. So everybody who's of Black, Hispanic, and Native descent, you are supposed to give your everything and all your attention, not only to the Lord, the Most High in Christ, but also to your family. You know, that's if you have a slave and stuff and you can't help it, that shame is not on you, that's on your oppressors. So that's how that works. But from the sun, once the sun goes down today, it's the Sabbath till tomorrow at sundown. And that's how that works. But this right here, every time we go over this, or we go over these words over here on the other side, where we're about to go into it right now, this is what preps us for Sabbath service, which is tomorrow at 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning. This right here preps us. So don't take this stuff lightly. You know what I'm saying? Like, every week, I'll get better and better in how my delivery will be. But just like I said, everything will come within time. As long as you got this and your Tanakh, you will be able to identify these letters and put them into Hebrew words. With our help, of course. Just take a picture of that so you have it in your phone. So that way you could definitely go over it when you're going over your Tanakh. Then I'm going to go ahead and move it over. And we'll start going over some words with the letter W. Alright. Move it over here. Alright. That looks pretty good. I hope everybody can see it. Yeah, I think everybody can see it. I know it's a little glare right here and right here, but I think you guys could easily visualize everything. So what we've been going over the last few weeks is words with the letter W, right? So in English, we'll say a word in English, we'll have the pronunciation, how to pronounce it in the Hebrew, and then we'll show you how to write it in the ancient. And when we show you how to write in the ancient, also remember that the letters that we use in the ancient, this one, and this one, you will also use in the more modern or the Assyrian. And that's how you will read it in the Tanakh. So if I have more space on the board, I would do it. We don't have that much space. So I'm giving you what I could give you at the moment. So first off, we have in English, we went over weapon last week. Weapon is Zayan. Weapon in English, in Hebrew is Zayan. Everybody who's in the class, just make sure you sign in. All right. And how do you write Zayan? You got Za. If you have your alphabet next to you, follow along. You got Za, right? Za. You got Ya. You got Ya. You got Na. You got N right here. So obviously you know it's connected. Because when you connect it, you take the A off the Na. So Zayan, Za, with the connector right here, Yan. Just remove that A, and then you got Zayan. That's how you will say weapon in Hebrew. Take notes. All right, next one is we have week, right? Like there's 7 days in a week. Everybody knows that. So that's the type of week this is. If there's another type of week where it's W-E-A-K, but this just means week for like the 7 days is a whole week. The other week, W-E-A-K, is more like, oh, you're weak. You're not, your spirit is weak, or, you know what I'm saying, or you're, just weak. You're just not as strong as the next person. If I want to give you just a quick summary. So this week is like a 7-day week. And how you would say it in Hebrew is Sha-Ba-Y. Sha-Ba-Y. And how we do it right here, you got Sha, right? And if you got your Hebrew alphabet from right here that I told you to take a picture of, you got Sha. That's Sha right there. Because you got it S-H-A, right? You got the full form. So you know it's not connected. Then you got Ba, right? You got the full form of that letter. Ba. So you know it's not connected. So boom, it's the full form. Then you got Wa and I. But since you got the A missing right there, you got to connect it. Sha-Ba-Y. Sha-Ba-Y. And that's why you got week in Hebrew. Give you guys a couple minutes to, not even a couple seconds to go over that. Then I'll go ahead and put some new words up. All right. Also, everybody, if you could, tune into the Roundtable of Truth today. The Roundtable of Truth starts at 8 p.m., maybe a little bit later, 8:15 or something like that. But the brothers always got some heavy topics, and it's hoping by no other than Captain Malquad. Everybody loves how Captain Malquad speaks and brings everything, to the forefront. So I would suggest everybody just tune into the Roundtable of Truth, like, share, and subscribe to everything that we got, because this content we're trying to put out is not easy just to go ahead and, get in here and do this work. But, we do this work so that way we could go ahead and reach out to as many brothers and sisters, which are Black, Hispanic, and Native American. So, you know what I'm saying? While we're trying to work with everybody and trying to give everybody good information and accurate information, the same way you should share it and show your appreciation. All right. Also, we also have schools in ISUPK, Gary, Indiana. Definitely tune into ISUPK, Gary, Indiana, ISUPK, Southern Illinois, and ISUPK, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The only reason why is those are our neighbor states, and they're putting in a lot of work too. I want them to get recognized just as much as we do the work here. You know, I'm never gonna go ahead and knock somebody else because I definitely know how hard it is to put this work in, and I definitely want to give everybody who is putting this work in, just like me, I want to give them their credit and their gratitude and their honor. So that's why I do that sometimes. So if I go ahead and squeeze that little message in, it's because I want to give my brothers their honor also. All right, so the next ones we're going over is we're going over weight. Weight. All right. Go ahead and knock this down. All right. Let's go over weight. All right. Let's get it. Weight. You know, women don't like to talk about their weight. Us guys, we trying to maintain our weight with some muscle and all that. So weight can come in different forms. Weight can come in metrics. You know, if you're weighing, grain, if you're weighing any type of metal, weight comes in anything. So that's just a quick summary of weight. And how would you say weight in Hebrew? Weight in Hebrew is kakar. Kakar. All right. So if I write it like this, kakar. All right. Kakar. If I write weight, that's in English, like right here, weight. In Hebrew is kakar. How would you write it in the ancient? If you could do that on your own. With using your alphabet that I told you everybody to take a picture of. If I let you guys take a picture of this, how would you write kakar right here before I write it in the Hebrew? And where would you put the connectors? And also, if you get time, you could even try to write it into the modern, because I already showed you guys how to do that. All right, I'm gonna write it right here. All right. So weight in English, in Hebrew is kakar. Kakar, right? So you got ka right there. That's the full form of the letter. So that stays like that. Then you got kakar. So you got ka and you got ra. You knock off the A right here, you know it's connected, right? Boom. Kakar. Now, if I was gonna write it in, say if I was gonna write it in the more modern, right? Say if I was gonna write it modern, right? I'm just doing this for just a visual, all right? So it'll be boom. And it'll be like that. Car. Because remember, the rod right here looks like a 7. So it looks like 7. Even though it's a strong 7 at the top. Like, I can sit here and do this and mess with it a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't try to do all that. Y'all get it. That's car. And this is how it will be written in the Tanakh when we go over that in Sabbath service. So if you come across that word, oh, that's kakar. But I can't leave that there because I also need room for the next one. So I hope everybody wrote it down. It's basically like a mirror C, and like a 7. Just how it's written on your alphabet. And then we can move forward. I want to make sure everybody can write that down if they write it down. Weight in English is kakar in Hebrew. This is how you write it from right to left. Kakar. This is how you will write it from right to left. In modern Hebrew, kakar. That's it. Nothing major. No tricks, no nothing. Just try to make it real simple. All right? Now, the next thing we're going to go over. Hey, Shalom, Princess Nazam. Yahweh Shamar Elatom Bashimi Al Shah, sis. Thank you for tuning in. All right, next one is well. So there's 2 different types of well. So well is as in good. Say like, I hope you're doing well. Like if you tell somebody, I hope you're doing well out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you're in, like the sisters in New Orleans. So if I'm like, hey, sis, I hope you're doing well out there in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? That's well. And then there's another type of well that I'm going to go over next. But this well means I hope you're doing cool. Like you're all right. So well. And then I'll put in parentheses as in good. Like you good. Right there. Well as in good, right? And that'll be hayatab. Hayatab. Ha. Ya. Tab. Remember, anytime we're writing in Hebrew, it's always capitals. Don't ever lose that. You know, we don't have lowercase in the Hebrew. So well as in you. Are you good? You okay? Are you doing well? Cool. Well is hayatab. Now, how would you write hayatab in the ancient? I'm going to give you all a little time. I could put the lines underneath. But, you know what I'm saying? If I do that, I'm going to be cheating for y'all. Y'all got to go ahead and try to, you know, kind of like figure it out yourself. All right. I ain't going to be that bogus, huh? I ain't going to be that bogus. All right. There you go. So how would you write it in the Hebrew? Oh, my fault. Snap. My fault. I didn't read. I missed the letter. Slocky, everybody. That was me. That was on me. I read it wrong. Hayatab. That was on me, y'all. Cool. So I can write like this. Hayatab. All right. I gave you the answer. Now y'all just got to figure it out. That was on me, though. That was definitely on me. If you are in the class, definitely check in. This way you get credit for your classes. All right, so now I'm going to write in the Hebrew. I gave y'all a little hint to how y'all break it down. So, hayatab, it's going to be like this. All right, you got ha, that's the full form, ha, right? Ha. Then you got ya right there, that's full form right there, boom. Then you got ta, you got ba, you got ba right here, no a right here. Obviously, you know that's connected. Ha, ya, ta, ha, ya, ta. The more you do it, the more you'll get it. That's why I'm just going with just words so that we could pronunciate a little better. You know, everything has to be well said when we're doing it. You know, you just can't just say and blurt stuff out. You has to be well said, well spoken. Everybody knows the ISPK is under a microscope, and we have to do things almost perfect for the Most High in Christ. You know, And it's so hard because everybody want to critique and criticize everything we do. So everything we do, let's try to do it as well as we can, as good as we can for the Most High in Christ. And that right there is Hayatam. I'll go on to the next two. I'm just giving y'all a couple minutes to just go over it, pronunciate, have it in your notes, do whatever you got to do. Then we'll move forward. Anybody who's in this class, definitely sign in. Go to the comments and sign in. Yo, this young man Jake, or this is Chris from In the World. Hey, my name is Jose. What's going on? Something. Just don't sit there and watch and don't say nothing. That's creepy. All right, so I'm gonna go on to the next ones, all right? Let's get it. All right, give me 1 second. All right. So, all right. Yeah, definitely tune in. When you're tuning in, definitely conversate. Talk. Hey, what's going on? What's up, Bazan? Hey, have you seen Raj Karab? You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen Raj Karab in a long time. You know, tell him I said what's up. You know, say something. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be out there just, you know, Raj Karab's my man. That's one of the best brothers I've ever been around. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know any of the brothers in the school, they solid. You know what I'm saying? Me included, but I'm just saying, like, I give all my other brothers the glory first. But yeah, definitely tune in and engage. Talk. It's just comments is right there. Hey, what's going on, Azan? You think you go ahead and go over animals? Do you think you could go over the Hebrew salute? Do you think you go over like the Most High's name or Christ's name or whatever you want to know? You know what I'm saying? Just don't be in there just lost. If there's something you want to know, ask a question. I'll write it down. I'll go ahead and make sure I got every accurate information I got on it. I'll come back, I'll teach it. That's how we'll do it. Next, remember I told you those 2 wells. One well was the one I just wrote as, are you good? You doing well? And then there was a well as in, say like my family's from Puerto Rico. And a lot of times we would have to go to a well to get water when I was younger. That's how old-fashioned Puerto Rico is. That you have to go to a well and get fresh water with a bucket. So a well is basically like a well straight down, and it contains nothing but water, basically. So the next one is well in that form. So I'll write it out. Well, right? And then we'll put in parentheses of water. I hope everybody can read my writing. My writing ain't all that great, but it's something. So a well, W-E-L-L, is like a well of water. You look straight down, it's a well of water. You got like a little line, a bucket goes down there. You let it dip down there, get as much water, and then you roll it back up, and then you take the water all the way to the house. Sometimes you got to walk miles just to get back to the house. And you got to make sure you drop all that water while you're walking, because while you're walking, water's just splashing everywhere. So a well of water. And that well will be called Ba'ar. Ba'ar, right? Ba'ar. All right, double check it. That's how you spell it. So I'm gonna do this. Ba'ar. All right. See if you can go ahead and write it in the ancient, and we'll see what's up. Remember your alphabet. If you have your alphabet, you can write this. You just got to find out where the connector actually goes. If there's 1 connector, 2 connectors, 3 connectors in a word, you'll find it out. But you have to put the work in. You can't have a teacher just give you everything. You have to be a student and learn. All right, I'm going to write it right here. Alright. Boom. Alright, so a well of water, which I just described to everybody so everybody knows exactly what it is. A well of water is Ba'ar in the Hebrew, but that's how you pronounce it. Ba'ar in Hebrew, that's pronunciation. And how you write it in the Hebrew is Ba. Like if you have your alphabet that you just took a picture of, you got Ba right here, you got Ba, right? Full form of the letter. Nothing missing. Boom. So you know that stays the same. That's Ba. Then you got Ah, missing the H, and you got Ra. So obviously you know that's connected. You got Ba-R. Ba-R. And that's how you connect an ancient or Paleo Hebrew word. And in the Tanakh, if you're gonna write in the Tanakh, you just bring the B from the ancient or the Paleo, and you find the Ba in the modern, and you bring it down. If you have I right here, you bring the I down in the modern. You got a Ra, you bring the Ra down in the modern, and that's how it will formulate a word in the Tanakh, which we read every Sabbath service. So well of water is Ba'ar. Ba'ar, that's how you write it in the ancient. Next one we're going to go over is west. You know what I'm saying? Like when the northern tribes was trying to evade, they sailed west. So like the 10 and a half tribes that avoided everything in the east, when we were being oppressed, we came on boats to the west. So that was basically the Native Americans, the Hispanics, the Caribbeans, all that. So the word we're going over is west. W-E-S-T. Or you can say one west, whatever. Same thing. One west. And how you say west in the Hebrew is Ma-I-Rab. 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 Cool. So west in English is Ma-I-Rab. Now without me putting lines underneath or putting the connectors over here for the ancient writing of it, can anybody go ahead and give me the answer? All right. I'm gonna write it right here, but I ain't gonna put the connectors, all right? All right, I wrote it in the Hebrew, so you have the form in English. You have the pronunciation of the word, and you got it written in the Hebrew from right to left. Now, where do the connectors go? From the pronunciation to the Hebrew, where does the connectors go right here? Give everybody a minute to go ahead and... All right, I gave everybody no time. So you got Ma right here, right? That's M-A, Ma. All right, so you know that's the full form. Then you got I, full form right there. Then you got Ra, you got Ba, and Ba right there, minus the A right here. Obviously, no, Ra and Ba are connected. Ma-I-Ra. With the pronunciation, usually I do the connectors right underneath, if anybody peeped it. But you got I, you got Ra, Ba. Without the A, you know it's connected, boom, Ra. And that's how you would say west in the Hebrew. give everybody a couple seconds to go ahead and write that down, so that way they at least got it in their notes. This is valuable information here, you know. And don't forget, if you do have time, if you write like this with English, the pronunciation and the ancient, right here on your paper, you should be writing the more modern or the Assyrian right here. And you just go ahead and write the form right next to it. Write the form right next to it. If I had enough room, I would do it, but I can't. So West is my Arab and ancient. You should be writing on your paper right next to it in the Assyrian or the more modern form. That's the proper way to do it. That way you can actually start identifying all these letters properly. So that way when we're doing Sabbath service, you are identifying these letters, learning how to pronounce the words with the letters, and eventually you'll go ahead and get better and better as time goes on. All right? If everybody got that on, I'm gonna move forward, all right? I know my writing ain't perfect. I'm grateful that everybody's bearing with me. All right. Next one is what? That's like a question. What? You know? What? W-H-A-T. Everybody knows that word. All right. So that's what in English. How will we pronounce it in the Hebrew? So what in the Hebrew is ma. What in English is ma in the Hebrew? All right. All right. So do it right this right. Hold a second. That's it. Connected. What in English, in Hebrew is ma. In the ancient, that's how you spell it. Now I'm gonna move forward because that one was real simple. So the next one I'm gonna write is when. Remember, in the Hebrew, everything's in capital letters, right? So how do you say when in English? The word is when. Mathya. All right, so right. When in English is mathya in Hebrew. So let me go ahead and do this. Boom. So when in Hebrew is mathya, how would you write it in the ancient? It all gets easier. Just take your time, break the word down. When in English is mathya. All right. So when in English is mathya in Hebrew, you got ma, you got ma. You got tha, tha, without the A right there. Obviously, you know these two are connected, so you bring it like this. Math, ya. So math, ya, math, ya. We got 2 more, and that'll be it for this week. I hope everybody took great notes. Also, like I said, you got the English, you got the pronunciation, you got the ancient. If you have enough room on your paper, write the Assyrian or the modern version right here. And all you gotta do is take the 2 letters that are in the ancient and bring the form over here in the Assyrian or the modern. So that way you have English, pronunciation, ancient, and the Assyrian or the more modern form right here. I'm not trying to give you more work, but I could write it down, but I have no space. So you have to do that little extra work. All right. Hopefully everybody got that. Next 2 words. Next 2 words. Everybody got it? Let's go. All right. Let's get it. The next 2 words are in the English. Where? Where? W-H-E-R-E. Where? How do you say where in Hebrew? Is ayah. Ayah. Remember, when you're writing this, capital letters. All right, I'm gonna give y'all the. All right, where in English is ayah in Hebrew? How would you write it in the ancient? In the ancient form. It's not that hard if you've been following along. I mean, I know it's a little bit of troubling. I know it gets a little tricky, but it's nothing you can't do on your own in the ancient, because we've been going over this for a few weeks already. You've been watching, you've been following along, you know how to do this. All right. Where in English, ayah in Hebrew, this is how you pronounce it. I'm gonna go ahead and write in the ancient. Hopefully y'all got it right. All right. And I hope some of the brothers out there are taking notes, because one day you'll be having to teach this class and relieving me of my duties. Boom. All right, so where in English is ayah? In Hebrew, in the ancient, you got full form, connected directly underneath it. You got ya, you got ya, you got ha, no A right here, you know this is connected. Ayah. It comes together perfectly once you just start getting the hang of it. It gets easier, and easier. All right, go over to the next one. Next word is white. The white man's the devil that the Bible speaks of. W-H-I-T. All right. How do you write that in Hebrew? Laban. Laban. All right. Now, how would you write it in the ancient form. All right. You got la, you got la. Boom. You got ba, you got ba, you got na, na. No A right there. Obviously, you know that's connected. And those are our words for this week. I hope everybody got everything. And if you didn't, go over your notes or go over the class again and again. Go over previous classes again and again. But this will get you better by taking notes. Also, like I said, write it in English. There's a pronunciation of it. In the pronunciation in the Hebrew is the ancient writing of it. And if you could, try to write it in Assyrian on your notes. And that will give you and that right there will give you a complete perspective of exactly how to write it in the ancient and in the more modern form that we go over in the Tanakh on the Sabbath service. But these are the words we have. I hope everybody took a picture of the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet right here. It's very valuable. Buy your Tanakhs. You know, your Tanakh's gonna have the scriptures in Hebrew, in Assyrian Hebrew or the more modern form, and it's gonna have the English right next to it. So it's gonna go hand in hand. What it says in Hebrew, it's gonna say right on the left side of it. It's gonna say it in English. So you're not only gonna be trying to read it in the Hebrew, or directly next to it, you're gonna be reading exactly what it says in English, so you don't get lost. And that's the good thing about the Tanakh. But with that being said, definitely tune into Sabbath service. It's tomorrow at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. roughly. Tune into Isupk Chicago every day. Like, share, subscribe. Also tune into the Round Table of Truth. They're going to have some heavy topics today. While I'm at the slave, I'm going to be listening myself. So if I can listen at the slave, I think everybody out there can take the time out and go ahead and support these brothers in the work that they do, because it's so good, the work that we try to produce for our people, you know. So with that being said, I'm Officer 500 Zanyala. This was the Lashawan Qadash class, or the Hebrew class. I want to say thank you for the water for everybody coming in and tuning in with me. Next time, you know, hit me in the comments, say what's up, do something, you know. But definitely the water for tuning in. I'll see y'all next week.